Hello. In previous video, we have already discussed about loan syndication. So it means what is loan syndication and how loan syndication works. So in this video, we are going to discuss about key terms of loan syndication. So it means we have decided to create a multiple small sessions which help you to understand different terms which comes under the loan syndication business. But in this small video we are going to cover about bilateral transaction, how bilateral transaction works and what is bilateral transaction. So let's get started without wasting your time. If you see bilateral, it means bilateral word itself, describe bilateral, it means two counterparties, right? Only two counterparties, no one else. And if I talk about loan, so it means we are talking about loan transaction between two counterparties. We are discussing about loan transaction between two counterparties. So if you see that, it means only, let's say, if I take the example, TCS is looking for 1 million loan amount, and if TCS approach to the HDFC Bank for a loan, and again same HDFC Bank only the institution who offer or approved, let's say 1 million loan amount to the TCS, right, directly without involvement of any other third party or counterparty. So that becomes bilateral loan transaction. Simple. So it means in this particular example, if you see, there are only two counterparts. One is TCS and another one is HDFC Bank. Here, the HDFC Bank will play a role as a lender and TCS will play a role as a borrower. Because TCS is looking for a loan, and always make sure that loan comes with interest payment, let's say 5%, right? And maturity date, let's say this will mature in 2030. So every month or maybe quarterly or basis, or it can be even yearly also, depends on the both the counterparts. So they'll design terms and conditions, or I'll say like they'll negotiate on terms and conditions, and then they'll sign agreement with each other by following the loan syndication documentation process, like trade confirm documents or funding letter, pricing letter, right? Assignment agreements and all. So they'll sign it. Once the signing is done or approval process is done, then definitely they'll sign document, confirm, and then funding will initiate. But from a HDFC Bank side or lender side, of course, they'll check other few factors as well, like credit rating and risk analysis, right? Because banks always try to offer funding to the less risky business. So it means after evaluation of risk appraisal, they'll offer funding to the institutions, otherwise they'll not. Simple. But if I take the example of private equity, instead of this same word, if I replace and add, let's say Blackstone. See, Blackstone or maybe hedge funds or private equities, they'll also perform some asset quality or business risk appraisal, but again they'll provide funding, because if the business quality or let's say asset quality is not good, then they'll try to purchase business, or maybe they'll try to offer funding directly, with a discount and all, or maybe they'll charge higher interest payments also. So that depends on the asset quality as such. But yes, so as I said, in this small video, we are just going to discuss about bilateral loan transaction. Bilateral, it means if you see the direct involvement of, lender and borrower, and if they sign legally, see, this is also very important, legally, if they sign contract with each other on agreed terms, or whatever, negotiated terms that you can say, if they agreed and signed, and if they execute this contract, so that becomes bilateral loan contract. Now your question would be like, sir, how can we relate that in actual banked business or process? If you see here in this business, or in this transaction, your end counterpart is, let's say, Blackstone or HDFC Bank. All right. So it means you can reach out to each other, and even though in the books of your private equity or maybe in the books of HDFC, you can directly record the name of TCS, and you can directly create the receivables or payables accordingly by the name of your end customers also, or end, let's say, counterparts. That's how you can relate it, and directly TCS board of director will come into picture, or maybe CEO or chief executives will come into picture. Same from Blackstone side or HDFC side. Their fund managers directly come into picture. They negotiate on terms or whatever it is, and they sign and execute it. From processing perspective also, here you would see in the books of bank, you can create a LX ID and update this loan details or facility details on this LX ID, and you can track that all or entire details with this LX ID only, because you will have to create all facility information in your system with the help of legal agreement or funding details or tranche, I would say, and then you can maintain that. So this is how you can record bilateral transaction in the books of fund or books of bank or even books of TCS also for that matter. So this is how this bilateral transaction works. I hope now you got the insight about how bilateral transactions works in market. All right. So I'm done with this small topic, but I would like to request you, if you, let's say, understood this concept by watching this small videos, then I would urge you to don't forget to click on like button and even click on bell icon, because once you click on bell icon, then you will receive notification of new videos as well. And as I said, I'm going to upload hundreds of videos in next 1 month. So you will receive all that notifications. You can learn this very interesting and insightful content. All right, and you can share this with others as well. So thank you for watching this.